2, 1.
So it appeared my overlay didn't set live, and now it was Aiko versus Sharkin again, but I did manage to correct it in time.
Yeah.
We have Rookie versus Barktooth in the first American game, semi-final of the winner bracket. And how's this game gonna be working out for us, Cafe? What are we to expect?
I think Rookie's a really strong favorite in this tournament in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if Rookie takes it in 2 maps. But Barktooth has surprised me. I don't know where he came from, but he is actually quite good. I think he's quite young too. He's only 18 years old, I believe. So he's one of the younger players in the community, and I think he's going to put up a good fight. I mean, until UT4, I had never really heard of him, though.
No, I seen him on the forums a little bit, but, you know, he's named after a bot, so he could literally be anyone. He could be a bot right now.
Right.
If he suddenly starts hitting like 99% hit scan, we know that there's something fishy about him. But
right, yeah.
Rookie has that first frag lead anyway, going 1-0 already. And managing to look quite secure already with his 135 armor stack. And just holding on to the rockets down there. Let's switch to his perspective as he backs off towards the 100 area. Just coming up in about 5 seconds, and he looks to land up a beautiful combo, not once but twice. And can he get third time the charm? Doesn't manage to land it, but will find this frag surely onto Barktooth. No, he doesn't. Very surprising. He manages to squeeze out of that situation somehow.
Looks like Rookie just didn't want it as bad.
He didn't, I guess.
Just kind of let him go.
Like,
showed some mercy, I don't know.
he didn't like the flat cannon being so close to his face, I guess, at that point. I mean,
perhaps, yeah.
There was a good positional game that Barktooth was in there, so if Rookie did push the equation, he could expect some big damage. Yeah.
And why push it when you're already up 1?
Exactly, and now he's up 2, and he's feeling pretty good about himself. Securing the 100, securing that shield belt as well, and some grenade
some
kick.
Beautiful rocket for grenades there.
Yeah. Well, technically they are rockets. It's just
they're basically rockets, but they just come out, you know,
you weren't
sideways.
Exactly. I mean, it'd be interesting to know what's going to happen to those grenades in later builds, because are they just going to be removed in favor of the bio rifle, or they're always going to be there? It's going to be kind of interesting to see if they
I think they need some tweaks, because it happens infrequently, but when it does, it's really annoying. And what happens is that when you do the charged grenades and you fire all 3 of them at once, they come out really close together. So, I mean, you saw he just did like 200 damage in 1 shot, more or less. You know, they just 2 grenades hit Barktooth at the exact same time. And it's happened to me before where, you know, you have an armor and you still die in 1 hit. And it's infrequent, but it's annoying. So they might need to tweak that a little bit so that never happens, really.
Like just you can only get 1 grenade out of the 3 or something?
Well, I mean, so that if you do hit 2 grenades, that you have to hit both of them at separate times, slightly different intervals, not, you know, basically at the same time.
Yeah. Ooh, very close fight. Both players are 20 HP, but Barktooth manages to get on the scoreboard now with some flat cannon. Let's switch over to his perspective as he tries to push onto the 100 armor area. But Rookie's doing some great comboing work there, forcing him off of that 100 armor. And Barktooth can't get the angle to land the damage with the rocket launcher, having that low positional ground. And Barktooth now on the back foot, but finds a 50. Shield belt's up in 5, and we've got a chase coming in with the impact hammer with no real damage.
Wow.
That's some questionable play, but you know, I think he tried to get to the link gun before Rookie could get
there. Like a lost puppy or something.
A little bit. That's an interesting way to describe the situation.
Didn't know where he was going. Found himself in a very, you know, unfortunate situation there.
Basically running to the nearest person in hope of something like a dog actually would do. Like, food? Feed me? But it didn't end out too well.
Looks like Rookie's still, I mean, you know, holding pretty good control. Barktooth just got a nice flat primary on him, but they're both so low that I'm surprised they're not running at this point.
Oh, interesting fight coming up on that 100 armor, and Barktooth manages to secure it, and Rookie manages to nade himself in the face. And the gap is closing.
Rookie.
And Barktooth gets some control. Could find another frag here with some good rockets, providing he can land one more. Oh, Rookie. With the smallest of positional plays there on that little tiny ramp, Barktooth couldn't land the splash damage correctly. And Rookie was able to get out of a horrendous situation, take control of the map, pick up the shield belt, and land a frag at the same time. That's pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah, pretty much everything went his way.
And those flat cannons did too.
Yeah.
And you got to be really careful of that primary fire right now. Like, because of the long reload time, if you miss up that first flat cannon and the longer reload switching and switch times in general.
I mean, the lethality of the weapon is still very high, but you're right. It's a lot more
punishing
risky
if you miss
now.
it, yeah. Did we find out whose map this actually was?
So I'm getting some questions about some of the other games right now. I know that we're doing Fantasy versus Lavok next, but what about the other games? Should they be starting and playing now?
That's a great question for Wasteful, actually. I think we're going to be joining in on the next round of loser bracket games, so the semi-finals of the loser bracket games. I think that's where we're headed off to after the 2 winner brackets. Or maybe...
Okay.
Yeah, I think we land in the second semi-final of the loser bracket after the winner brackets, because they should be playing alongside right now. So if those guys haven't started, they should start.
Okay. So Element versus Nanner should start. All right.
Yeah. And that seems to be your homeboy there, mate. Element.
Yes, indeed. I have high hopes for him.
He actually put up a really good fight against Rookie last week. But Barktooth is putting up a great fight right now, closing the gap 7-5. But as I say that, he gets annihilated by some minigun play.
This is a nice comeback Barktooth's mounting, though. See what can happen here.
DD's
whose map pick was this? I'm guessing it would be Barktooth's?
I would think so too. The sort of newer players often pick the unusual maps, knowing that the good players would often play the familiar maps. You know, that's what like old pros do and stuff, don't they? They like to keep to the old familiar stuff a lot of the time, and they only really venture out when they have to.
Right.
But Rookie, having some great experience generally overall, is just dominating most of the time in these fights in terms of the damage and the positional fights, and it's really coming together quite nicely, landing another flat kill.
He's a very strong fragger. He's not the kind of guy that you want to go up to head to head very often, unless you can match his fragging power.
Yeah. Like, I know that if I was playing Rookie, it'd be I wouldn't want to fight on an equal footing. You know, I'd always make sure to have some form of
the advantage.
Armor.
Yeah. That's the smart way to play him. I mean, I don't think that. I think Barktooth is being a little too aggressive here.
It paid off a little bit earlier on, but he wasn't able to really secure any long-lasting controls, so he hasn't been able to utilize that aggression to its maximum potential.
Right. Well, I mean, he was able to bring it to 8-5, I think, is the closest he's been recently, and since then he's continued to charge, but continued to bleed frags. He does get a nice frag there, though. So.
1 minute remains.
Only 1 minute left, though, to make up 5 frags.
Yeah, shield belt's up, and it's Rookie's. And Rookie landing some nice plus back sniper shots, lands 3 of them now, needs 2 more shots to finish off the frag. Can't find them. The rocket play's coming out strong for Barktooth. He's run out of ammo with the rockets though. And Rookie manages to land another sniper shot, 14 HP. Rookie manages to restack up quite nicely with the 50. And that 100 armor's not up yet until now.
Barktooth seemed to be backing him into a corner, but unfortunately for Barktooth, that corner contained an armor.
Yeah. And now it's pretty much sealed with 15 seconds left on the board. Constellation, well, self-kill. Rookie killed himself quite a few times in this game, actually. Finding another frag towards the end. 11-6 on the first map on Coma. I suspect, or we suspect, that this was Barktooth's game.
Yes.
Well, I get the very end of it. Like, I don't get to know the bands. They don't often do that. They just like pick them, and then you have to really ask them to know what the decider is. They don't usually tell you. Not in Europe, anyway. Like, it'd be nice if everybody came together and gave us more information before we started the games. But they just like see me join in. I go, oh yeah, I'm almost ready, and then click. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of responsibilities with the overlays and everything, so I'm sure it's just a little overwhelming. But looks like Rookie's already taken a 1-0 lead here.
Indeed. Quick off the bat yet again. Very similar to the start of Coma. Barktooth trying to position himself on the other side of the map. Is caught in a really bad place. He's got a couple of seconds until the shield belt's up. 10 seconds, but I don't think he's going to survive that long. Not being able to do the shark and link plays, unfortunately. And Rookie will capitalize, grabbing that first belt. Barktooth will find the Constellation armor, but not for long, as combos come in, doing huge damage, and another. Rookie extending his lead. Yet again, and more brutality with a rocket frag as well, straight off the bat. And arrays can be like this. It can be incredibly quick fragging, as we saw with Aiko earlier on against Flick Switch. Like, the frags were back and forth in that game. And that was an amazing game, by the way. I think you missed that one, Cafe.
I did miss that one. I was kind of disappointed. I was out getting a Slurpee.
A Slurpee? Really?
Yeah. And a sandwich. I just stopped at 7-Eleven.
What are those ice drinks things?
Yes.
That's, I'm sorry, man. That's just so typically American.
They're good,
it's
man.
Like you're living in The Simpsons or something. With the squishies. That's amazing. I hope it was good.
It was delicious, Coke flavored. So kind of going along with your product placement of the Coca-Cola earlier.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just caffeinating up. I've been up for a very long time today. My brain isn't quite sane, but Rookie's is with a 7-frag lead.
Yeah, he's kind of running away with this.
That's a bit of an understatement. 2.5 minutes in, and he's just
lead, yeah.
Every time he fires something out of a gun, it does damage. And Barktooth isn't necessarily in line of sight.
I think we should start hyping up the audience right now about what's coming up. Because the Levac versus Fantasy game, I think, is going to be one of the better games of the entire tournament. They're both, very good players, and I don't know how close. I'd say they're pretty close in skill.
Okay, and that's coming up right next as well. So
yes.
If this even turns out to be a complete whitewash, we've got an amazing game lined up for you guys. So make sure to stick around for that. But Barktooth manages to steal a belt. But can he land any damage? He is wall dodging for his life. Rookie landed so many rockets there, bouncing him back and forth. And Barktooth was just diving left, right, and center everywhere, trying to survive.
A lot of the dual players laugh about Barktooth's movement because he is... I mean, to put it simply, he's a dodge whore, I guess. I mean, I never thought I'd say that about someone who plays UT because everyone dodges. He dodges more than most people. If you look at his stats at the end of the game, he dodges like 10 times more than everyone else.
That's interesting, but that could be because is he a new player to UT4, or did he play like some previous ones?
He played 99, but he's young, so I don't know how long he could have played 99 for, but he did play 99.
That's like, because when I first started, everybody falls into the trap of too many dodges, and then you learn to sort of mix it up more as you get on. It makes more sense to do that, otherwise it's too predictable. But I guess it becomes unpredictable because everybody sets themselves on that meta of play that they, try and not dodge as much, and then you have a player that constantly does it, and then you're kind of...
And it's almost... Weird. You don't know how to deal with it,
Yeah. So it could work out for him in some games, but I imagine... across map plays, I always wait for dodges, like if somebody's moving across a map, and if he does it then it'd be easy to exploit it quite easily. But the frags have slowed down for Rookie now as Barktooth manages to get some damage on the board, but he He got a frag as well, but he decided to kill himself. Some nice wall running moves as well.
I mean, watch him. Watch how much he dodges. It's literally, it's a constant dodging most of the time.
I'm liking his wall running techniques as well.
Yeah.
Constantly doing it, and it's actually faster than...
It is faster than just walking or whatever. I mean, he's definitely showing his youth, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't developed the carpal tunnel yet.
Yeah, not yet. And this game does give it to you if you're using the double tap dodge. Like, that's why I've gone to single tap dodge most of the time now. Like, my fingers can't take it anymore, man. The arthritic fingers at the age of 31.
Right.
Ooh, some nice drop down rockets from Rookie, doing some big splash damage. How old is Rookie, by the way? He was a 2K4 player, right?
I think he's like 28, something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought he was younger than that, actually.
I think he's I think he's about 28.
I think that,
I could be wrong.
I think the name is misleading.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
he's been playing as long as I have. I remember him from the early days of 2K4.
Okay, cool.
He was an Instagit player, surprisingly, very early on.
A man after my own heart, by the sounds of it.
Right.
That's where I started.
Yep. Yep.
The ICTF days. $13 HP for Rookie as he manages to find an escape here, perhaps. Or goes even doubles back and goes aggressive on 8 HP. Finds the health bubbles, but is taken down. I do like Barktooth's use of the constant wall running.
Yeah, he loves the new movement in this game. You can tell. He wants it to be faster. If you've read any of his posts on the forums, so.
I did not know that, but you know, I'm up for any form of change anyway. Like my stance is just try it. If it doesn't work, we can go back.
Yeah, it's a good way to be. I mean, you know. But it looks like this game is still pretty distant goal for Barktooth right now. I mean, I don't know how feasible it is to come back at this point. But like I said, that fantasy Levac game, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, Levac hasn't really been playing that much, I believe. Like he's only just re-emerged for this cup. Like he's
he doesn't need to.
Out of the cooler. Like the people just, the Americans don't usually play unless there is a cup. Europeans play when there isn't a cup.
Yeah, all the Americans come out of cryogenic storage when tournaments are announced.
I see. Like just keeping their youthful complexions and skills up. It's like what's that film? Universal Soldier with Van Damme.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that. They have to keep cool.
Yeah, they're in cryo sleep until the next tournament's announced.
But Europeans play all year long, and then when we head out to Cup, nobody plays.
Right, yeah, that's unfortunate. I expected a lot more of the big names to be there in the ESL tournament. I guess it's just maybe bad timing, something like that.
It's not bad timing. I think it's just the lack of big prize pools. I think a lot of players are putting a lot of time already training up and honing up their skills. And, you know, when they do that and only have something small to win, it's not worth their time, I suppose. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, we could also give them a little more credit and say maybe the reason they're not playing is because they, you know, want to give some other people a chance and to build up the, you know, the community.
That's
I mean,
true.
why win all the small tournaments, you know?
No, you're
I mean, this may be one of the first.
right.
Yeah, so.
No, that's a good way of looking at it as well. I mean, that's a whole grassroots movement right there. You can't have all the Premiership games. It's good to go to the Division 1, Division 2 games and see how the action unfolds there as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. And 15
so 15
now.
to 2.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy in Rookie's favour right now. Barktooth doing an okay job on Coma. Managed to actually hold some control at some points and managed to get a good couple of frags and maybe even an attempt to tie up the game at some point. But this game, Rookie was large and in charge most of the time.
Yeah, he hit early and he hit hard. So.
And he's still hitting hard right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Bionate's even hitting harder though. There we go.
There we go. Last frag wins, right?
Yep.
Run, Barktooth. No.
Oh, he almost hit the last kill.